The episode 8 of Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 has given us the moment that many of us have been waiting for, and also the moment that left many hearts broken. Belly and Jeremiah broke up. Their wedding did not happen, and Jeremiah realized that Belly's heart was never fully his. Now it is clearly moving towards the ending of Belly and Conrad. But what makes this even more shocking is that even though Belly and Jeremiah broke up, Belly and Conrad somehow got together in the most unexpected way. The episode ended with Belly and Conrad accidentally running into each other at the airport when both were going back to different places. It was a scene that nobody expected, and it makes us wonder what will happen next. With just 3 more episodes left to go, what will be their fate? As we have seen in the previous episodes, this one also gave us several small details and clues about how it's going to end. And just like I always say, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on interesting videos like this. Now let us look at these clues one by one, and you will see how all of them connect back to Belly and Conrad's ending. The first clue comes from the moon scene. In this episode, both Belly and Conrad are seen looking up at the night sky. They are in different places, but they both stop to look at the same moon. This is not just a random shot. In the story of Belly and Conrad, the moon has always had a very special meaning. Fans of the books know about the famous Valentine's Day scene when Conrad surprised Belly and took her out to look at the stars and the moon. Belly described that moment by saying that Conrad gave her the moon and the stars, and that memory became one of the most important in her life. For her, it meant infinity. That is why when the show shows us the moon again, it is reminding us of that memory and telling us that Conrad and Belly are still connected. And if we look closely, the moon in this scene is a waxing crescent moon. In many cultures and beliefs, a waxing crescent moon means new beginnings, growth, and moving forward. So the show is not only showing us that Belly and Conrad are thinking of each other under the same sky, but also hinting that after everything that happened, they are about to have a new start together. The second clue is something that most people might have missed, and it is one of the strongest signs. It is gate C83. When Belly goes to the airport after the breakup, the camera shows us the flight gate number clearly. It is C83. At first, this may look like nothing, but the show is very smart about using numbers and symbols. And if we look carefully, we can see what it means. The C obviously stands for Conrad. The number 8, when turned sideways, becomes the infinity sign. And the number 3 looks almost like the letter B, which stands for Belly. So gate C83 is actually saying Conrad plus Belly equals infinity. It is such a hidden but powerful code, and if you add 8 plus 3, you get 11. We believe that episode 11 will be the one where everything finally comes together for Conrad and Belly. So this little clue at the airport is the writers directly telling us that Belly and Conrad are the true endgame. The third clue is when Belly says the words lemon jelly belly. At first it sounds like a silly phrase, but for Belly and her mom Laurel, it holds a very personal meaning. Back in season 1, when Belly was nervous about her debutante ball, Laurel told her that if she ever wanted to leave or felt uncomfortable, she could use their secret childhood phrase, lemon jelly belly, to call for help. In this episode, after breaking up with Jeremiah and feeling lost, Belly quietly says the words to her mom, and Laurel immediately understands her daughter needs comfort. This moment matters because it shows Belly has finally accepted that Jeremiah was never the right choice. By saying the phrase, she is almost resetting her life, admitting things went wrong, and returning to her true self, the girl who always loved Conrad. The fourth clue is the song that plays at the end, Taylor Swift's Cardigan. Every time a Taylor Swift song plays in The Summer I Turned Pretty, it is always tied to Conrad and Belly. In this episode, when Belly runs into Conrad at the airport, the background song is Cardigan. The lyrics of that song talk about someone feeling forgotten like an old cardigan under a bed, until someone else finds them and makes them feel loved again, like they are someone's favorite. That is exactly what Belly and Conrad's love is like. It is not shiny and new like what she had with Jeremiah. It is deeper, older, something that has been there for years, even when they tried to ignore it. Belly and Conrad have always been favorites to each other, even if they lost their way. The use of Cardigan at this moment is a message that their love is real, long-lasting, and cannot be replaced. The show could have picked any other song, but choosing Taylor Swift's Cardigan right at that moment is a very strong clue about where the story is going. The fifth clue comes from Jeremiah's colors at the wedding. When Jeremiah was about to marry Belly, his friends were around him. One of his closest fraternity brothers, Redbird, wore a pinkish red suit, while others like Blake and Ethan wore gray. The choice of colors here is not random. Throughout the show, colors have been used to hint at relationships and emotions. Pinkish red still carries the meaning of love, passion, and transitions, but in a softer way than pure red, symbolizing a love that is real, but not meant to last. Behind them, we also see a red sofa, further emphasizing this theme of passion fading into change. For Jeremiah, having that pinkish red right beside him is the show's way of telling us that his love life is going to move in a new direction and that he is being set free from Belly. Jeremiah even acknowledged this when he asked Belly if she still loved Conrad, and she said yes. That moment was like his goodbye. He realized she was never truly his. The pinkish red suit may even hint that Jeremiah will one day find love elsewhere, maybe even with someone like Redbird. The next clue is the airport run-in itself. After breaking up with Jeremiah, Belly could have just gone home, but she didn't. Instead, she bought a ticket to Paris, trying to escape everything. And when she got to the airport, she accidentally ran into Conrad, who was on his way to San Francisco. Now, think about this. The airport is a huge place. The chances of running into someone like that are very, very small. Yet, the show made it happen. This is not an accident in the writing. This is fate. The writers are showing us that no matter what paths Conrad and Belly take, they will always find their way back to each other. The last clue is Susanna's letter. Earlier in the series, we saw Susanna writing letters to her sons Conrad and Jeremiah before she passed away. But the envelopes got mixed up, so when Jeremiah opened his letter on the wedding day, it was actually the letter meant for Conrad. And what that letter said is very important. In the letter, Susanna talks about how happy she was to see Conrad in love once, and how the girl he loved looked at him like he was the only boy in the world. That girl was Belly. Susanna clearly knew that Belly was the one for Conrad. She gave advice in the letter about how to love her, how to listen, how to care, even small details like jewelry or chocolate. This was Susanna's way of blessing Conrad and Belly's love. Even though Jeremiah read it, it was meant for Conrad, and it showed everyone, including the audience, that Conrad's true love story is with Belly. This wasn't so much a clue as it was an indication, just like in the books, that Susanna herself believed Belly and Conrad were meant to be. So, just like how Belly marries Conrad in the books, the placement of this scene, same as in the books, indicates that Belly and Conrad will be the final ending, and they will surely marry. So those were all the clues from episode 8 that show us Belly and Conrad are truly the endgame. Which one of these clues surprised you the most? Did you notice any other hidden details we might have missed? And what do you think will happen in the next episode with only 3 left to go? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more breakdowns like this.